Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S, episode 11 and probably episode 12. We're up early today, or I'm up early today. I hope you're up early and having a good day as well. But I'm up early today and I want to knock this out and finish up Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, barring unforeseen circumstances like the world falls apart or the sky falls or there's an earthquake or just the episode is so good that we have to spend like 2 hours talking about it. We're probably going to watch both episodes today. Cool. Why am I up early today? Well, my sleep schedule has been all fucked up since I got sick. Actually, honestly, before then, I think it has to do with like the changing of the seasons and the way that the sunlight changes and all that jazz. So I went ahead and I took a string of LED lights. You can probably see the blue light bleeding through over here. But I took a string of LED lights and I attached them to the back of my big screen back here. I'm not gonna miss say the name of what that is. I attached them to the back of that, and they shine directly toward my bed, and they're on a timer, so they pop on early in the morning with like bright blue light and give me that blue light sunrise wake up sort of feel, and it's been working great. I am tired because of it, as you can probably tell, just because it takes time to get the whole schedule actually working that way, but that's all right. Tired is okay. I'd rather be fixing my schedule and shifting it backward toward being more normalized and more like healthy. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, it is early in the day, but I've got the energy to do this. It's fine. I've also got enough tea by far to do this. This is remnants of yesterday's tea, which is the Genmai matcha. It's got the toasted brown rice in it, so it's very like nutty and earthy. And then this is a mix of like a really nice gyokuro with milk jinjuan, a Taiwanese oolong. And it's a cool mix. I like it a lot. It's got the like nice dark green flavor of the gyokuro, but then this like little bit of sweetness from the oolong, and it's lovely. So I've got, point is to say that I've got enough tea to bring us through until the end of today, hopefully. And so we're gonna watch 2 episodes of Dragon Maid. We're gonna knock them out. And because we're going to knock them out today, that means there will be a new poll. So if you see this video go up on YouTube, on the day that it goes up on YouTube, I will be throwing a poll up. I may make a video about the poll. I've done that in the past, so I'll probably do that as well, just to let people know that it's happening if they haven't watched this video and that they have a chance to vote on stuff. But it will be the Wednesday slot, so it will be a poll for recently aired shows. From what I've heard just by listening to people recommending stuff constantly, there haven't been that many like recently aired full seasonal shows that people are super duper psyched about. However, there have been a number of things from previous seasons that have gotten like second or third on those polls, or have gotten lower on those polls but then finished strong as a show and have like gone up in people's estimations. So look out for some of those things being on the poll. Some of the more hyper popular things that can continue being recommended probably won't be on this poll. They'll be on a different one for different reasons. So things like, and also things that are just like one OVA, I'm probably not going to watch as part of a full slot, but instead as like a transitional thing. So keep an eye out for those sorts of things that you've been clamoring for. If you've been seeing other people commenting about them, I'm probably pretty aware that they're out there and that they're a thing that I need to watch, and I've just been sick for a couple of weeks and haven't gotten to them, so I will get to some of those, maybe. No, I will. Okay, cool. I think that's all I have to say on that. Keep an eye out for the poll. If you want to go get a leg up on that and start recommending things a little bit early, head on over to the Patreon. It's linked in the description. Check that out. It's the only way that this channel is supported. Never any ads or anything else on the content. Appreciate it greatly. Okay, cool. Last time on Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S, Kana ran away because she had a childish fight with Kobayashi and met a lovely little girl, who was also in the process of running away from her extremely wealthy family in like Minnesota or something. How she got to New York, I don't really know. I guess she had a black card on her, so they just let her buy an airplane ticket. Or maybe she got kidnapped and brought to New York. No, it doesn't seem that way. It seems like she got an airplane ticket. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know how she got there. In any case, she was also running away from her family, and then eventually running away from a group of kidnappers who were intent on doing all sorts of evil things with her. We don't really know what, but it was evil and bah. ran directly into Kana quite literally, and Kana totally wrecked her kidnappers, and they went on a day of adventure through the city of New York, through all sorts of different wonderful places. Well, it turns out being watched the entire time by a careful and watchful Toru, which was wonderful as a reveal. Eventually, as they hit a really beautifully done sequence that I talked about for a while, where the colors switch from this like sunset yellow to this like deep purple. Ooh, deep purple, good music. The sunset yellow to this deep purple. The kidnappers leaped out of a van, grabbed Chloe, and whisked her away to an evil warehouse in Evil Land. Of course, Kana was not happy with that, so pursued them in full dragon mode and wrecked their place. Saved Chloe, brought her back, and learned in the process that maybe she wants to go home too. And so she does. It was a lovely chunk of the episode, and could have been a full episode on its own. It was a lovely little episodic adventure with Kana leaving and then discovering something by running away from home, which is a very classic sort of story. Then, following up on that, we continued with the Kana goodness. Kana and Kobayashi went out walking. And found themselves trapped during a rainy day, and had a kind of a cute little adventure moment during a rainy day. Discovered some stuff about the manhole covers in Japan, which it turns out is actually true. Somebody in the Discord followed up on that. There are like decorated manhole covers throughout all parts of Japan, and some of them are like colorfully painted and beautiful. So that's super cool. And then watched a mascot get shoved into a van because okay. The rain eventually cleared up and we eventually went home and all was well in the world. And it was a great little chunk of an episode. Yeah, that was what we watched last time. Let's watch more this time. Give me a second here. I gotta blow my nose. You could probably hear the nasaliness coming in, but I've still got those remnants of being sick. It fucking sucks, man. I want to be unsick completely, but yeah, we're gonna watch the next ones. I'll be back to count you down for a beep beep timer in just a moment. Oi, oi, oi. All right, we're back. We're good to go. You can immediately hear that my voice is clearer. Weird. I mean, it's not weird, but okay. We're going to watch episode 11. I believe this one was something like premium seat, no extra charge, something like that. Don't know what it refers to. It makes me think of plane tickets or train tickets, but I don't know. Let's give it a watch and find out what crazy misadventures our dragons and dragon friends get up to today. I've got episode 11 of Kobayashi Sanshino Maid Dragon S up and ready to go. It's 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer. Let's get to it. It sounds like a familiar voice actress. Ah, fuck. Just popped a rib. Uh. Nope. But I made it from my tail for you. Uh, it has healing properties. Oh, tons. It's a huge industry. They might all be good. You're just gonna be decked out in like a super suit of massage devices. You're never gonna use any of them. Oh god, you're gonna kill her. You're gonna kill her. Yeah, wait, that was a thing, right? That was a setup, right? Aww. Uh-oh. Hmm. I don't like that. Okay, I do like that. How very mature of you, Toru. So I made you tail salad. That fucking shit. That should be you're a kind person. This is the first time the subs please subs have fucked up. Yes, you fools. Help me, you fools. Should do deadlifts. Strengthen it. It's how you fix it. Oh god, yep, that'll do it. Everything. Yeah, immediately reminds me that I should be sitting better. It's important. They are so expensive. Hmm. Would not work well, I don't think. I'll get it again. Is that the healing thing? Oh, like Hades? Yeah. Classic story. Do that. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was well done, Takia. That's true. That's very pretty. I like that a lot. Hmm. This is a great slow build of emotional tension. Right. But I think you're overthinking it. Does that force you to stay here? That water, the reflections of light on the tips of the water is amazing. Ah, you're using it. What? Oh, okay. Perfect. Lumbar. So, oh, massage tail. Convenient. Well, well, and good. Easily done. Aww. It's always about that, huh? Oh, cool, Kyo. Oh, buddy. Always, always. Oh. That would be helpful. No. I'm not gonna eat your tail. I've told you. Nani? Wait. Is she figuring out magic? Is she figuring out magic? Oh, shit. Our programmers are making magic? Who? Oh. Technology is magic. Yeah, no, that's true. That tracks. Hello. Wait. Isn't that one guy? Do we know that guy? Do we know that guy? Okay, we're in endgame. Yeah, immediate defensive. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Main antagonist of the season 1. Oh, you care. Yeah, how do I fix my lower back pain? So fucking intense. Such brow. Okay. No puppet masters. But then. Hmm. So 3 factions develop. Mm-hmm. Ah, so as a reflection of them, we became a chaos faction. I love that piece. Aw, it's a oh my god. Yeah, blah. Oh, he's young. Hmm. Why would you do that? His fucking face just gets me. To read a book from the future? But it's her. That's a loop, dude. Yeah, after like a couple hundred years. After a fucking while. Yeah, it's quite fucked up, but clever. But Toru probably wrote the book, right? Okay. Just an afterthought. Hmm. Oh my god, little Toru is too much. Pray. Oh wow. Right. Right. Granted her your own prejudices, but out of fear for her safety. Ha. Good. Sick painting. Hmm. And, well, but she did. When did that happen? Oh boy. That's what happened. Okay, so more backstory. Right, and you saved her. And thus the questioning continued. Of course, because you tried to fuck us up, like real bad last time. Yeah, that's the good question. Ah, to bring an end to war. Cute. Classic. A very chaotic way of thinking. Alright, I'm now spooked. Something's coming from the other world to like, get revenge on Toru or something. Dink. Thanks, can we get it in bullet points? Right. I will anyway. Hmm. Eh, mixed bag. Mm-hmm. My friend. Leave us with an important piece. Alright, fine, sure, whatever, Pops. Yeah, I hate you too. Get out of here. There is a specific god of this world. So, I'll never approve of you, but you have my implicit permission, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, that's fucking sick. Just quickly animate a little bit of a fighting game. Rad. There's the same cut, I think in reverse. Hello. Tell me more. Yeah, need to know more. I love the not boundary, but like the softening of all of that. Yeah, again, that's 3 instances of softening it. 4, 5. I want to know everything. We're together, you know. Hmm. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, it's the scene from the OP, but she's younger. Damn, girl running forever. Oh, fuck. They do that, and eventually you ran into Elma, right? Right. Oh, hi. What? Sure. Yeah, whatever. Fair answer. Opposable thumbs are useful. Ah, Itazuna. Goof. Goof. The previous? Nice. Well, she's a child, so. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Have it. Have all of it. You can have it. Fuck. That's big. Hi. Fuck. Luko is big. I mean, we knew that, but. Mm-hmm. But do I have to be? Okay. But it's what he wants, right? That would be Fafner's thing. His fucking weird mole face. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't really want to do that, though, my dude. Ah, and she learned from Elma, her rival, as well. What will you learn? We're breaking up. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hello. But you didn't have the ability to choose. Hmm. So she went and 1v1 to God. And then it's not gonna work. And you didn't have an end then, did you? That's part of why it failed, right? And there's the sword. And Kobayashi comes by and somehow gets it out. Hi. Yoink. Hey. Heavy. Hmm. It's also a classic human journey to seek freedom desperately and then not know what to do with it once you find it. I chose this. Oh, there's that same fucking little smile thing that they've done. It works good. Pat, pat. Oh, that's the end? Wow, that went fast. There was a lot going on. It makes sense that it would go fast. Does feel like a setup here, right? Like, doesn't feel like we've fully resolved all of these things. I'm waiting for them to waiting for a threat from the other world to appear and cause problems. Like, resolve a season, you know? Probably following you to do something like that. Again, the fucking recording error. Fireworks at the summer festival. Great. I'm just gonna stop it early because my recording broke. What the fuck? It keeps doing that right in the ED. And only on this. I don't understand. I don't understand. Give me a sec. I'm gonna reset all my stuff and we'll be back to talk about the episode. All right, welcome back. We're back up and running. I don't understand why it does that at that point in the ED. It really freaking sucks. But we are back. We start with back pain, and bad posture. So yeah, let's take a moment before we dive into all the crazy backstory stuff and lore dump and shit that gets dropped on us, and some cool sequences. Let's not mince things one way or the other. Let's just take a moment and talk about back pain. As somebody who, like many people, lives a relatively sedentary lifestyle to some extent, I spend a good portion of my time sitting. Back pain has definitely been something that I've dealt with. Also, I have noticed over the last few weeks that I haven't been going to the gym, that it's been coming back for me. And that's not mostly a postural issue for me personally because of the chair that I sit on. I sit on a spinning stool that is called a wobble stool. Here, hold on. It looks like this. And it's got a base like this, so it sort of like wobbles and it spins. But that's been my chair for a long time. If you look at my oldest videos, you might see me in it's like ergo chair or something like that. It was like a $300 office chair, normal standard office chair, and I would sit in that and eventually started getting some significant. It wasn't so much back pain; it just felt like I was out of alignment consistently. So I ended up getting this, and so long as I'm conscious about it and I base my legs out effectively and I don't just slouch on the thing. It's hard to do on this because it's a wobble stool, so you have to be like upright and you have to engage your core in order to stay upright. But if I don't do that, then I do like when you're relaxed. I think that humans find the most comfortable and like least effort put into a position pretty naturally. That's, I think, what slouching is, and it is possible, although difficult, to find a way to slouch on a stool like this. But as long as I'm conscious of it and I like base out and I've got my core and my support under me, it's pretty great. I do, however, notice that because of the nature of like my mouse and keyboard, which I keep on like an under desk tray that's built for it, because of the nature of them, like my arm on the mouse is a little bit further forward than the one on the keyboard, and also sometimes I'll have like just the one on the mouse, and like I'll frequently do this where I'm like leaning this way, and I've got one elbow up on the desk, and then I've got my hand down on the mouse. I'll just be browsing and reading articles or, watching things or whatever, and I'll just find myself like this. That I'm in a slightly twisted posture, and that leads to pressure, discomfort, and back pain. Figuring out your posture is super important for fixing this kind of pain, and this is the kind of pain and problem that just gets worse and will become debilitating as you begin to age. So it's something to think about if you're feeling any of it. It's something to try and put effort into genuinely fixing as much as possible, as soon as possible. But I will say that beyond sitting consciously and like knowing where you're sitting and knowing how you're sitting and avoiding leaning or slouching or things like that, all the classic things that people will tell you, the one thing that has done the absolute most, and it has not been a problem for me whatsoever, is going to the gym and lifting heavy weights. And by lifting heavy weights, I mean squats and deadlifts specifically, putting significant like pressure and weight and strain on your back and your core, both of which, like squats force both of those. You've got heavy weight on you, which has to be transferred down into your feet, so you have to be based and like solid in your core. That's why people wear belts, is so that they can breathe and gain like abdominal pressure while they squat or while they deadlift. And lifting heavy and strengthening those areas, as opposed to just trying to ameliorate the problem, as opposed to just trying to treat it as though you can fix it by preventing the things that cause it, doing preventative measures that actually make you stronger and more stable and stabilize your spine and make the musculature around your spine and in your core stronger, has fully eliminated all pressure, pain, and like feeling of being off from my back completely. Just completely. And I bring it up because in the past few weeks, while I've been sick and it's been like rainy and cold, and also the gym has been closed a couple of times for Christmas and for New Year's, I haven't been able to go to the gym recently as frequently, and I've just started to notice the very first signs of being a little bit feeling out of alignment, a little bit like there's something a little weird back there, like my back doesn't quite feel right. And it's specific and it's direct and it's an obvious correlation, and I would say an obvious causation, right? So, highly recommend if you have the chance, and you don't really need to do the heavy weight thing if you don't need to, but try to strengthen your core. Try doing squats, holding yourself stable, with or without weight, just squatting down to the ground and keeping your back tight, as well as doing the same motion as a deadlift, just bending over, but keeping your back tight and strengthening those muscles just a little bit can go, I think, a really long way. Anyway, that's my PSA for the day. Working out keeps you healthier feeling. It's shocking. Wow, who knew? But it's true. And as somebody who watches a lot of media and sits a lot of the day and has a lot of fans and followers who also have either sedentary office jobs or are programmers, and I've talked to a number of you about this, it's really, really helpful. And I think you should go through and examine whatever is preventing you from that kind of exercise, because it will provide you with a lot more comfort in the future, I think. Okay, moving on from there. Massage stuff, massage chairs, relaxation devices. Yeah, so it's a whole industry. I'm not a fan of most of these devices. I've used some of them. I don't like massage chairs very much. They don't do anything for me. I don't like massagers either, and I don't love massages in general. I do like foam rollers. But I mostly use them on my legs because that's what I strain the most because of squats and deadlifts and stuff. But I'll occasionally use them on my lats, on my my upper back. I don't like foam rolling near the spine. I don't think it's super good for you. But a foam roller is a pressure method for eliminating knots and strain and things in a muscle. You're literally rolling it out like rolling dough out with a dough roller, and I find them very, very useful. I don't like the knobbly ones, the ones with lots of bumps and stuff on them. Those fucking suck. I like the round, solid foam. That's it. And they hurt. It hurts like hell, and it's super worthwhile. But those are basically the only like massage or amelioration tool that I use with any frequency. It works wonders. Anyway, I don't like most of these toys and tools. I do like the gag here, which is that she buys a bunch of this crap, basically from shit. What's the magazine that's always in airplanes? Sky Mall, right? Yeah, or like Sharper Image. Buys all these like Sharper Image massage devices and stuff and scatters them all throughout her house and is never going to use any of them. I love the conversation between her and Toro where Toro's like, you're never going to use any of this shit. She's like, I will. Eventually, I will. Just like I'll use the stationary bike and the elliptical and the Bowflex and the weight set and, Yeah, that's part and parcel to the advertisement and sale of all of these devices. You know, it's like, oh, you'll use this all the time for sure. But once they sell you the hunk of junk, their job is done. It doesn't have to actually like work well. And more importantly, most people just let them rot in their garage or gather dust. I'll bet of the people watching this, there are probably a good number of you who have like a total gym or a Bowflex or one of those like stretchy things or like step things or like a stationary bike all just sitting in your garage gathering dust, right? Like I'll bet there are more than a few of you, and I'm sorry to call you out so hard, but you know who you are, and you know that probably the answer isn't to use that thing. The answer is to sell it and get rid of it because you're never going to use it. But every time you look at it and you're like, oh man, I should probably try to recoup some of my losses on this thing. No, it makes me feel good to have it. I'll use it one day and I'll start getting fit and I'll do this. It'll happen eventually. Dust gathers, dust gathers. It's a great gag and it's right on the money, Cool Kyo. Well done. Okay, so cute sequence where they're pounding on each other's backs, thwam, 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 thwam. And of course, I love this sequence where Toru is like, I've realized so much about the world. I've realized that I have to consider your feelings, and so, boom, eat my tail. Amazing. Maybe it would work, but Toru, stop. We've been through this so many times. Please no, I'm not going to eat your goddamn tail. It might be delicious. It might be the best in the world, but I will not do it. Okay. Business talk. Team is talented. She's got bad posture. Got a chair. Uses the type of chair that they just have at the office. Hey, that's a real true thing. Lots of people use the office chairs that are at businesses. Some businesses provide great chairs, you know. I've been in workplaces that have just had like rows and rows of Aerons, and they're wonderful. They're fantastic chairs. And I've been in workplaces where they're the budgety fucking chairs. What's the work chair? Yeah, so Herman Miller is basically the gold standard of like pretty expensive premium office chairs, and they're really nice. I think is it the Reaction or the Ambi? It's like that, but there's one that's a little bit sturdier. In any case, a task chair. They're task chairs. Those are great, and I will highly recommend those to anybody. They're super expensive new, but what you can do is you can look out for anybody going out of business or surplus stores or even like secondhand furniture stores, and keep an eye out for a good if you can find them, a good Herman Miller task chair, and pick one of those up for pennies on the dollar compared to what they sell at brand new, because lots of companies buy, they'll buy like 80 of them and then the company goes out of business, and then so they sell them off for pennies on the dollar to a surplus store, and then you can buy them for a few pennies more, and get yourself a chair that'll last you a decade and will not cause problems on your back. So it's worth looking around and spending the time to shop for a good chair. It is the thing that connects you to the earth, and I think that's pretty important. It's like buying good shoes. I'm of the opinion that you should never buy cheap shoes. You should always buy good shoes because they're important. They connect you to the ground, right? So take the time, spend the money on good shoes, and then you won't have to buy new shoes again. Yeah. Anyway, but we also talked kind of about this, the idea of buying lots of little things instead of saving up for legitimate and big purchases that would actually save the thing. For example, buying probably hundreds of dollars worth of massage tools to fix the problem caused by a chair, which you could save up those hundreds of dollars and it would be one big purchase, but you would buy a new chair and you'd probably be much better off. Still, I'm going to be of the opinion that you have to do mechanical and like you have to fix these things by strengthening the area, or you're going to fall apart. Like if you don't use your body effectively, it doesn't matter what you're sitting in, you're still going to turn into jello, and your bones will fall apart. It's what seems to happen to human beings. If we don't move enough, we fall apart. So move more. That's it. Okay. She's the kind to do that sort of stuff. Very funny. I love the transition in this sequence where we go from funny stuff to, and I made a weird face when this started to happen because it felt suddenly dramatic. Like, I thought something about the soy sauce, or it might be hoisin or some other sauce, but we're all like happy, happy, happy. And there's like a transition in the way that everything feels as we move to here. I guess the music also transitions a little bit, but it feels so different and it flips everything upside down. And he makes everything an analogy for Underworld, Hades, all that shit. And I don't understand I mean, I understand the reference, sort of, but I don't really understand why it's so logical. I don't know. I do love this sequence. I think this nails it. I love the way the water looks. I think it's really pretty. But I love this, like, this slow push in to Toru. We spend all this time like straight up and close up with our characters in a conversation, right? We're in a conversational setting. We're doing shot reverse shot across the table. We're focusing on characters' faces. And then Toru leaves and becomes alone. And we transition to it. Her aloneness is clear to us. We go silent for a little while, and then we bring this track, which is our like thoughtful, pensive, sort of sad, somber track into the show, and we move out for a bit to like show the open air and the space and the area around her, and then we bring ourselves back in toward Toru, and then back in toward Toru, and then back away from her as she moves through space. It's really nice as a transition visually and thematically and audioly. What would that be? Hourly? It would be orally, wouldn't it? Aurally, orally. And aural and a visual and a spatial transition. That all of those things click together make for a thematic and emotional transition. That's what I'm trying to get at here. All of those transition points melded together make for a seamless emotional transition. Similar in a way to the transition that we had last time when we went from that sunny yellow sequence to the deeper purple sequence. But in this case, it's a little bit more subtle in a weird way because it's not just one element that shifts like that. It's a bunch of elements that all shift together. It's like a weave that all shifts into a different color. Yeah. Well, I think of it like, you'll buy in like arts and crafts when you were a kid. There would always be a spool of yarn that was multicolored yarn. That was like green, purple, red, pink, blue, right? Like scattering rainbow that just repeats and is throughout the whole yarn. But if you were to piece that apart and pull it apart into its individual like yarn strands, each one of them at the same time would be transitioning colors at the same time. So it'd be like a microcosm of the whole thread as a whole, right? And so it feels like the musical track and the visuals and the framing and all of the different pieces are all transitioning at the same time to create that woven overall feel of the whole thread transitioning. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Cool. So she begins thinking, and she's thinking deeper about exactly what she had said before, which is that she needs to think through what Kobayashi wants if she's going to live for somebody else. And I think that's quite crucial and quite important. That's the move from selflessness to empathetic selflessness, where you're actually understanding what other people need and trying to accomplish it for them, as opposed to just doing what you think other people want or need. There's a huge divide between the two, and it takes, I think, a significant level of maturity to achieve the I forget which one I said first. I was going to say latter or former, but the one that matters more, the empathic or empathetic version. I love the way that this water works. Yeah, scattering the light from all the windows. There's a feeling of all of these people out there, that this is a world. There's something about warm lights inside houses on a dark night that visually just represents like people existing in their own isolated spheres within the world. I think it's great. Okay, but I want Kobayashi to remain within the world. She walks in and she's using the thing, and she gives her the thing, and it's a massage chair. That's all you want? This was it? Well, okay then, and she's satisfied with that for the moment. She'll probably try to feed her tail in a moment because that's what she wants to do. But she's grown here. And part of that growth is realizing that she doesn't have to do everything, and she doesn't have to do all the things that she thinks she needs to do. She just has to do what will help Kobayashi and what Kobayashi wants. And she accomplishes it and is content with that for now. That's cute. That's very cute. Okay. Ah, wonderful. Much better. Massage in return, and of course it's a boob joke because it's cool Kyoshinja. It's how it works. Okay, she writes out a thing. We look at the thing, and it's got all these like little indents and stuff, and there's sort of a bit of a vibe to it. But of course, it's all random symbols that we don't understand. And she's writing out. I didn't realize that the other two couldn't do perception blocking. So when Kana flew to New York, people just saw her as a dragon. I mean, I know that the bad guys saw her as a dragon because she revealed herself, but interesting. So she's thinking about it. Hey, wait a second. What's going on here? I love the consistent element, which is that there are these like little red triangles that are yellow on the inside. And once we get to the upper floor, one of them becomes a pretty crucial element of the framing. It's just a neat thing. Okay. Asked the boss, what's up with programming? Well, it turns out that programming languages were developed by mages. That tracks. That, as a former programmer, that tracks. Programming is exactly what magic is. There's a really great book series. I think it's by Charles Stross, I want to say. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah. It's The Laundry Files, a series of novels by Charles Stross that mixes, it is just straight from the Wikipedia, Lovecraftian horror, spy thriller, science fiction, and workplace humor. If that sounds like your cup of tea, go find The Laundry Files by Charles Stross. I quite like him as a writer in most of the case, in most instances. It's a big novel series, and the main character is an IT consultant who has become an occult field agent. And the basic idea is that, like, occult sigils and glyphs are actually deeply related to programming. Essentially, you're programming the innate magic of the universe, and if you do it right or wrong, you might summon devils or Cthulhu or insane monsters and shit. And so he's literally an IT consultant who goes around figuring out the bugs in the system and what happens when people, write a piece of code, usually in their own blood or somebody else's blood or goat's blood or whatever, write a piece of code that does something bad. It's a wonderful series, and you should check it out if you'd like to. Anyway, I like the idea of equating programming with magic. I think it's clever. I think it works well, and I think it's effective. It cues into our understanding of like science and magic, and that old quote that sufficiently advanced science, sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, right? It works. It's good. Okay, are you interested in this side of things? Ominous, 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 ominous framing, ominous framing. Okay. Har har, hee hee, ho ho. Do you want to find out more? Well, come talk to the Emperor of Demise. He's here. We're friends. And I like this. I like the way that the boss acts as a mediator in this conflict, right? Because Toru and the Emperor of Demise have had significant conflict before, and still kind of do, right? She's still living with Toru, which he doesn't want to be the case. But I love the way that the boss just sits there and mediates. Also, his goofy-ass expression is super goofy, just like the way his smile looks and his perfectly round eyes. Fucking weird, but very goofy. I also love the character design of this guy. We talk about it later, or we show it when we're in a perfect like side profile of him. Here, his brow, dude. What the fuck? Like, you could fucking rest a drink on that shit. What the hell, man? crazy. But he's just got so much like rage in his eyes, and it transitions perfectly to his dragon form. Okay. Anyway, we're curious about Toru and the past and the history and all that jazz. And so we find out. We find out from the villain of last season, sort of last season's perspective, just exactly what was going on in the minds of certain dragons during the whole dragons versus gods war. It's a cool piece of backstory. It's a cool idea, and it's a cool set of images. All these crazy dragons going to war against the gods and fighting infinite hordes. And then we transition to this shit. This fucking shit right here. Fuck you. Fuck you, show. God damn it. They made her so cute. Ha. Pa. Fuck. I feel like they studied fawns for this. I feel like they studied like baby deer for this. Or something like that. Some baby four-legged creature. Maybe cats, but cats I don't think cats. In any case, the animation around this childy thing is super cute and super childish, and it hits all the right notes of insanely cute goofiness. It's lovely. Okay. So he read a book and named Toru after a human from our world from the future who wrote a book. Am I crazy for thinking that it's a book written by Toru and there's a weird time loop there? That the mage went and grabbed a book written by Toru and brought it into the past and gave it to the dragons, sold it to the dragons, and had the weird repercussion of creating the creature that would grow up to write the book? Now, what is the book about? We don't really know, do we? We just sort of throw it out there. And we spend more time explaining or understanding the like theft of the book and the copyright violation idea, which sort of diverts us from the fact that it's written by Toru. I didn't think anything of them, yada yada, but they coupled with dragons, and that was a thing. They worked with the Harmony faction, and so they became an evil that we should destroy, and that was what I passed down to my child as an idea. And that action causes her to wrap up her relationship with her father and her position as daughter of the head of the Chaos faction with the need to destroy humans, which conflicts with her own inferences about the world, and so she leaves, right? It's a pretty solid, precise analog of growing up in a family that has certain views of the world, whether those are like highly religious viewpoints or perhaps racist or sexist or homophobic viewpoints, and integrating those and like believing that your identity is attached to and wrapped up in those things, and then finding out as you age that those things clash with the world and the way that you actually see it and what seems to actually be going on out there, and then moving from that point into what we have later, and we'll basically just summarize the rest of what happens in the episode from my perspective as I see it, and we'll talk through Toru's journey as well, but it's a pretty simple and pretty clear-cut arc, right? She realizes that what she is inferring about the world clashes with what her parents have taught her. She seeks and is desperate for freedom. She seeks to be free from the chains that bind her to duty and position and all of these other things. And so she tries to free herself in a sort of a catastrophic way, right? Throwing everything away and sort of leaping off into the unknown. And freedom is fucking scary, she discovers. She discovers that even in the process of doing all of those things, she didn't really have her own choices, and so needs to find out more about the world, and thus decides to come to the human world, bada bing, a bada bang, a bada boom. That's pretty great. And we have a moment where Kobayashi says, wow, it's just like what happened to me when I came to the big city. And it is. And it's just like what I've been through, me. And it's just what a lot of people go through, I think. It's, I think, a part of the process of finding a place in the world when you start out in a place where it's not your place, right? Does that make sense? It also, while this is from his perspective, and so everything has to be colored by his perspective, it also shows the motivations of this character, the Emperor of Demise, from his own perspective, make a lot of sense. And that's often the case. When we have conflicts with people, it's very easy to paint them as just like, well, he's a giant red dragon who is the Emperor of Demise. He's bad and evil, but he's still Toru's father, and he still loves her and cares about her. And while the things he's done in the process of loving her and caring for her may have hurt her, or may have caused problems for her, or may have been difficult for her, from his perspective, he was doing what was necessary, right? And so it softens our understanding of this character, and indeed softens the relationship between Toru and this Emperor of Demise in a way that we see a little bit later as he finishes up his story. So he finishes the story, tells her that I still don't approve of you, I'll never approve of you, but take care of her, which is kind of cute in its own way, right? It's like, I'll never approve of your gay relationship, but as long as you're going to do it, be good to each other. It's like one step into the future. Yeah, okay. Not exactly progressive, but better. So Kobayashi does a thing that we've seen Kobayashi do before, which is that she goes and takes time outside of all of this to collect her thoughts. And so we've got these parallel like sweeps of an arc. For Toru does that thinking about Kobayashi, and now Kobayashi does it thinking about Toru, and then they come back together and they meet in the middle in an interesting way. So she goes to an arcade. I love this little moment where we just see her playing this fucking fighting game. It's fucking sick looking. I want to play that game. It's so cool looking. They fucking full animated it with like CG, pixels. I wonder if these characters are recognizable to us in any way, or if they're just nothings. Oh, it's Ken and I don't know. It's super cool looking. I think it's really, really cool looking. I wonder if they actually. I don't think so. I don't think they actually pixelated it. Like, I don't think they drew it as pixels because of the way that there's like bleed and like fade and stuff between some of the pixels. I think they just drew the scene and then put the pixel the pixel filter over top of it. In fact, I'm almost certain of it because there are numerous pixels that are multicolored. You can see them around the edge of the 3. There are some that are like half black and half yellow, and I don't think that would be possible on a true pixelated display. Cool. It's still very cool looking, and I like it a lot. But more important than that is the moment that we have here where she thinks through all of this stuff. And I love that we showed this shot again. Right? It ties the two together in the deep back of your reptile brain. It ties the two moments of thoughtfulness together in a really, really nice way. Because as far as we know, Kobayashi is not walking through that space, right? We don't see her walk down this path or past this bridge. As far as we know, she's not doing that. But it ties the two things together. Very clever. Very good. I mentioned it when it happened. Kobayashi is very reticent. There are a lot of qualifiers in the way that she asks this question. Meaning that she starts it with, like, well, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but, and finishes it with, no, really, it's okay if you don't want to talk about it. No, seriously, honestly, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. She's trying desperately to be like, I'm not trying to force you to do this, right? And it's a little bit much, honestly. It's maybe a little bit too much, but it's showing her care for Toru, right? She's so, I wouldn't say desperate. I was going to use the word desperate, but that's not quite right. Desperate has an air of desperation to it. But she's so invested in keeping this relationship working between them that she doesn't want to bring something up that has the chance of causing some kind of a blow up or a fight or hurting Toru in any way. so she wants to like soften it as much as possible, and she's almost scrambling to do so in her speech. And I think it's very cute and very telling the way that Kobayashi approaches this conflict, as someone who doesn't like conflict but is very, very good at resolving them when she needs to, at least from my perspective as I see it. And I think it's quite cool that she does this in this way. In any case, boom, bam, bang, and we get to see Toru's journey through time. This guy's fucking cool. He's like a villain from Power Rangers, like Dragon Man, right? Like some kind of kids Saturday morning cartoons villain. It's great. Wonder what the Emperor of Demise wants from this. Why is he doing this? Why give you this freedom? Quite interesting, right? It does color him in a different way. Great scenes of her running through all these locations. Really kind of fucking cool. Just observing and discovering. Discovers all of the chaos and insanity of humanity. Meets Kana. Finds out that the previous Kana Kamui, I guess it's a title. I feel like we found that out, but I forgot about it. I fucking love... Like, this is maybe my favorite visual thing in the episode. Just how big that feels. Just how big the previous Kana Kamui feels. And a little bit later it goes... Rrr! Yeah, she looks up. Like, shakes the air. Insane. Fucking insane. Giant monsters. I love how we show just how big Quetzalcoatl is. I think narratively, like, Quetzalcoatl is an infinite serpent, right? She has no end, or encircles the world or something like that. I don't know. I mean, mythologically. And no, I'm not finding that. Okay, whatever. And still, it's a cool image that we show that. Why don't you fight, Lucoa, Quetzalcoatl? You're weird. And she goes and she finds all this differing advice from all these different people who have their own different ways of existing and their ways of being, and their own ideas of what it means to be and to be a dragon. Fafnir with his hard line, kill whoever's in your path, take what you want, and be a dragon. Lucoa is doing a similar thing. She's doing what she wants, which is to not fight and to just fuck around and get drunk, and eat her twin, I think? Yeah. But she meets all these different people who want different things and learns from them in the process. And I think that's wonderful. And then, of course, Elma, whose story is the most important of these, I think, and is one that we've already been told, because we've seen that relationship grow and fall apart. So we see it in its final moments here and find what we learn from it here. It does very much feel like they're exes, right? They've had this journey together and now they've broken up. It's over between us. Yeah, but I did get to eat cool things. And it's fucking sick. And then we jump to right after the final battle. I couldn't choose anything. All the things that I've done haven't really been my choice. I need to escape from the power that is held over me and from the circumstances that I find myself in so that I can make my own choices, and eventually that will lead to her choosing to become a maid. I just wanted to stop here because I love the effects visuals here. The bubbles from the water, the spiraling energy around her, the warpy sunlight from up above. I think it all looks gorgeous as these bits of energy wrap around her and flow over her. I think it just looks gorgeous. And she makes a decision and goes on this mission for this personal fight to end the fighting, and it doesn't go so well, so she lands here and decides to become a maid. And that's all it is. Ah, well, now I know we can relate on this. Miss Kobayashi, I wanted to be a maid. So this is a statement of identity, right? More than it is a statement of desire. It's saying you haven't forced me into any of this. I have chosen something finally, and it's this. It's this simple thing, and I've chosen it, and it's perfect for me. That's fucking great. It's fucking great. It's the precisely perfect end to this journey, and we do it with this little cut right here. Ding, pop. Kyoani's so goddamn good at this. This is an exclamation point at the end of the whole sentence that has been this episode. That little hmm, hmm is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It expresses exactly what they're trying to express with it, and expresses perfectly Toru's contentedness with her current situation. Love it. Let's watch the next episode and find out what goes wrong, because I think there's got to be something that goes wrong. Now, I don't know what it will be. My guess is that it will have to do with Hiruru because she's the new element in the story, and my double guess is that it's her grandma, or something like that. Also, there are these mentions of the Emperor of Demise has done certain things to with the god of this world. So there is canonically a god of this world. Like what? Curious. Yeah, quite curious. Okay. I think that's a good point to wrap for this episode and move directly on to the next one. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a little break, rest my voice a little bit because it does start to feel scratchy. And I'll be back in a second to watch the final episode of Dragon Maid S. See ya in a moment, guys and gals. Peace. All right, welcome back. We've had a wonderful penultimate episode, and now we're moving into the ultimate episode. I'm kind of expecting some kind of conflict here, but honestly, I don't know if that's going to be the case. This hasn't been like a conflict-filled season. So maybe there will be, maybe there won't. Maybe it'll just be more cute Dragon Maid, and we'll do a good thing, and it'll be great. Regardless, let's go ahead and give episode 12, the final episode of Kobayashi Sanchi no Maid Dragon S, a watch. Beep beep timer. Oh, tell me there's an OP. And some... Break it down! Ohio. Oh, there's a poster for a festival. Fireworks. Woo. What a fucking breakfast. Sweet. Natsumatsuri? Did you now? Very cute, very cute. They sure do. There will be lots of snacks. What'd you just notice, Toru? It's a big ol' cumulonimbus cloud. Oh, it's the workplace. Oh, some tired looking folks. There's that track again. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Well. Hmm. Hmm. Sweet. Okay. Oh. Hi. Oh, of course. Right. Damn right they do. For good reason. Yeah, a huge bother, huh? Oh, okay. But But ooh, that little separation in the mirrors. Ooh, am I worthy of it? She's too good. No, don't repress. No. Yukata. Very good. Yatta. It's great. Color match. Trying to please everyone, huh? No, not like that. But I wanted to know which one you like. Oh, right. God. Wow. Oh, again, the water. Damn, Kyoane does festivals like nobody else. There's so much food. Only remembers the food. Hey, there she is. Is it the purple special one? Yo! You're not allowed to say that. Oh my god. Oh. You know how she feels about food. Oh, hi, Kawa. This track is great. Oh, hi. But it's not like I wanted to go to the festival with you or anything. Oh, hi. I didn't know they made him sleeveless. Hmm. Hmm. Uh-huh. Modernization. Hmm. The gods actually came down for it. I wonder if they'll come to this one. Hmm. Again, lonely. There it is, number 2. I'm gonna make some tick marks for swallow that down. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, she held it in. Hmm. Aw, that's so lewd. It's so lewd. I can't. Okay. Dude, put both hands. Come on. Huh? Oh, it took me a second. Whoosh. Yeah, everybody is layers. Oh, will you now? Aw, she felt the gong. Whoa! Whoa! Ah. I doubt it. I think everybody would understand exactly what Elma is about. Mm-hmm. A little jelly. Oh. Hmm. Toru in full gear. Nice. Great cut. Walking opposite directions. Lewd! Ah! I guess she didn't actually hold hands. Yeah. Yeah, get it, girl! Let's go! Let's go, Bayashi. Uh-huh. Deto ja. You wanna eat my tail? No. Wow, just said it straight out. Oh, those are kind of like Precure. Hmm. It's my choice. Oh, you're just getting in your own you're getting in your own way, Kobayashi. Guru. Spinning yourself into a frenzy. Are we serious though? Is this real? Yeah, you're a dragon. But, hmm, all these external goals just had to be me. There you go. Classic simple message. Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, they're such a cute gay couple. I love them. I love them. Hmm. Yeah, you think you're not worthy? Fucking wrong. Nice. Nice. Nicely done, KyoAni. Wow. Again with the punctuation, right? Visual and aural punctuation of important moments. Yeah, Saikawa, we know you love her too. Aww. Oh, hi. Connectedness through fireworks. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Oh, and we're back. Why are they all blurry? What? But it's okay to stop and appreciate it. Good. I guess. Ooh, I like that sequence. Huh? 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 What's the what's the ulterior motive here, Toru? I'm still. Is there a dragon like living underground with all these trees growing out of its back? The fucking amp. All for Kobayashi, not for any of you. What the fuck? Oh, well. Oh, okay. Hey, we brought it back finally. Ah, Sakura Mochi. Hmm. Drink that whole bottle. No. Hmm. Well, we sort of think we are. Oh, yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah, it's true. Of course. Right, alright. Whoa. Seems like he's terrified. Whoa. Both bad ideas. What the fuck is next? Oh, that could get serious. There we go. Wait, why is Takia participating? Cheat. Sick. You're gonna get shattered, dude. Your shoulder will never be the same. Yeah. I heard a snap. Oh, no. It's not supposed to move that way. No. Shota, you got any... the little thing in the corner. Shota, you got any magic? Actually, good fight. Okay. Doesn't matter anyway. Okay. Rematch of the century. Great shot. It's got to be by the one spinning shot creator guy person. It's fucking sick. Good job, Toru. The finals begin. Yeah. Hmm. Poof, poof, energy. Yep, there it is. Sick. Yeah, I mean, Luko is powerful, man. Haha, hee hee. Bring it back, Toru. Great sound effects. Uh-huh, what's the prize? Yeah, I'm so betrayed. Yatta! All right, then we get this track. Lovely. No conflict, right? I mean, conflict, but emotional character conflict, not world-ending stakes stuff. Much appreciated. I'm actually very happy about that. Oh. Glug, glug, glug. Is that full sake? Shit, that's a full cup of sake? I'm not sure that's what it is. But because that's insane. Wow, she's at like half the bottle. What the fuck? That's so much booze. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is lovely. Oh, please, God. Fucking hell. Go with the flow. I just want a shot of, like, one of them resting on the other's shoulder, and we just, like, cut out from there. Hmm. I mean, I'm down for that. Sounds good. Omedetou! Omedetou gozaimasu! What? I want a suit. Yep, both in dresses. Oh, it's so gay. It's so gay. I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Whoa. It will what? It will what, Shota? No. Okay. Oh, magic. Ah, shit. They're going hard with it. It's kind of fun though. Yeah. All right. Ugh. 8, 7, 6. Pointless to hide in a shelter because I'll just wipe them out. Oh, what a great little ending. Very cute. Very fucking cute. Now, this whole sequence is all atmosphere, right? Like, this is all feeling. There's no more plot development happening. This is all just basking in this colorscape of golden, green, and pink, and beauty and love and friendship between everybody, and it represents and manages to create all of those things really fascinatingly, really lovely. In pretty much every way. We get a little flair of cool, crazy animation, and a little bit more here at the end as we get into the chase sequence and they start throwing magic around, and it's all groovy out here, right? Like, this is back to the goofy, fun nature of the show. This one cut is really great. I love I assume that these are a couple of layers of CG Sakura that are mixed in with all the other stuff, but all the explosions are super fun and the character animation is dope, and KyoAni once again demonstrates that they can nail all this stuff on the flip of a switch or the drop of a hat. And it's lovely. But the meat of this episode, the dragon tail meat, you might say, of this episode, happens here in the festival. Kobayashi's worry about her own validity, about her own value to Toru, is a perfect way to end this. I do think we hit those points at a different point in season 1, but that's okay. That's okay, because it's never a fear that will all, like, completely go away. And I think it says a lot about Kobayashi that this is what worries her, right? That she cares so much for Toru and respects Toru so much, and that she fears that she is unworthy, right? I think that's a great way to endear her even further to us, because we've watched Kobayashi and Toru this whole time, and I think I've said it over the course of this season, but it is Kobayashi who is the gravitational center of this show, right? This isn't Toru's Human, the show. This isn't Toru's adventures in the human world, the show or the manga. This is Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And the reason that Toru is Kobayashi's Dragon Maid isn't just narrative fiat. It's not just the author saying, well, because I want it to be that way. It's because we've written Kobayashi as a compelling and believable character who is deeply empathic, thinks deeply about the people around her, cares for them deeply, and brings people together, right? Brings all these people together. It is her interactions with all of these other individuals that have brought them all together and have created this group of friends, and have created a bunch of the other relationships in the series as well, like bringing Faf and Takia together. But, like, that someone so powerfully good and so, like, thoughtful and lovable as Kobayashi is so deeply worried about her own worthiness, is so enamored by Toru that she worries that she's, like, holding Toru back. Now, that makes sense to an extent, because Toru is a majestic, magical being, right? Is a literal fucking dragon. But it also makes sense emotionally as a centerpiece of a seriously cool relationship, right? Like, I think all of us would love to be in a relationship with somebody who is so cool that we almost think ourselves unworthy of them. And I think we'd like that from the other side as well, is for the person that we're in love with to be so enamored with us and so convinced that they don't deserve us that they're, like, head over heels for us, like both ways, right? And that's what's going on here, is that it's in both directions. Both of them think that the other has something that they could never be and never achieve. Toru talks, in as we break this down into a conversation, talks about all of these external pressures to be the strongest and the best at battle and the most powerful and the most magical and the most beautiful and all of those things. And she's good at being all of those things, but she lacks that something that Kobayashi has. And Kobayashi, on the other front, doesn't understand herself and was, before Toru, a pretty depressed, lonely person, and willing to tamp all those things down and repress them. But they both see each other in this it's like they both put each other on pedestals in a way, right? They both think that the other one is out of their league, and they're both kind of right, but that's the foundation of like an amazing relationship, as long as they can talk it out and realize that both of them feel that way, and that the foundations of their relationship are legitimate and real and good, and that there's real love there on both sides, love and admiration. I think that's potent. And I think it works really well. The moments where she says, "I'll swallow that down," are just a knife through the heart. It sucks so much to watch this character who we've watched bring all these people together not recognize in themselves what they recognize in her, right? I think that's not uncommon. I think it's very real to not see not see yourself clearly, especially in a positive light, especially if you're lonely or have a tendency toward the depressive, which Kobayashi does. In any case, I love it as a thematic resolution to the season. This sort of feeling like they're diverging in a way, and it's represented visually and in the flow of the episode throughout the episode. But it sets this tension between these two characters that builds and builds. As Toru is doing her own thing and Kobayashi is doing her own thing. I love the look of the festival. It's all very glowy. It's all glowing, kind of this yellowish orange. And there are all these individual elements that are very cute that are bringing back things from the rest of the show. Take and Iruru, Shota and Lukoa, and Kobayashi trying to figure out through various conversations how she feels about all this stuff. This cut, while it is lewd and I may have to censor it, just kidding, is so cute. It's so cute. I feel like it's almost a reference to something, but I don't know what. Maybe Girls in Panzer or something like that. Sorry. I was thinking about that because people keep recommending it. Girls Last Tour, with the two characters walking together in the OP, something like that. She tells him about being tricked. I love the way that she turns it around on him. Some people have talked to me about this in the comments, and I kind of agree with them, that she knows that she's just needling him in like a childishly teasing way, but she kind of knows what she's doing to some extent. And it's great. It works. It's grown on me as we've moved along. But Kobayashi trying to ask Shota for how he feels. And finally, as she walks, Kobayashi reaches out and grabs her and pulls her and asks her to do this. And it feels this is weird because they've known each other for so long, but it feels almost first datey, right? And there's maybe not first date, like second date, where there's something here. And of course, it's more than that. They've been living together for a long time now, for a while. There's something here, but we're still navigating what the boundaries of that relationship are and what we really want it to be. And Kobayashi's got all of these fears and insecurities that are part and parcel to this relationship with, again, a majestic, magical being. And all of the world fades and bokehs out to focus on just these two walking around, and Kobayashi thinking about how powerful Toru is and whether she's worthy. And we bring it all together into this moment where Toru explains her own position, her own questioning, her own not understanding of herself, and that Kobayashi, by her nature and by her way of being, doesn't have to force her to be anything, and that's exactly what she wants to be. She wants to be able to choose, and Kobayashi allows that. And Kobayashi doesn't get it, right? You give me too much credit. And so instead of trying to convince her, she just says her truth, "Miss Kobayashi, I love you," and we accent it, punctuation mark, again, audio visually all the way through. Fuck. I had scrolled in the wrong place. Audio visually all the way through, and we put the accent of the fireworks. I love you. Oh. Whoa. And that explosion of light is what's going on in the back of Kobayashi's brain at the same time. Is like, oh, really? It's so great. It's so great. We get this little sequence that I think, I don't think there's anybody better at this than Kyoto Animation. And that is making all our characters feel connected by a shared experience. And the thing that they use most frequently is fireworks during a festival. All these different characters watching the same lights in the night sky, having their own conversations, their own standing around, their own relationships. Even out here, as they come back from going and buying stuff, the same thing. We see him look up and see the same fireworks up in the sky. Nobody else does it like that. And of course, we landed on a joke. Oh boy. That's the meat of the episode to me. And I think it's perfect. That sort of, that internal fear and that like waveriness that Kobayashi is manifesting and trying to swallow down, and then as it comes up to what would be the third time to just swallow it down and walk back with Toru and go greet the rest of the group, she instead acts, and that moment of action leads into this expression of love that carries the whole narrative weight of the episode and the whole season, honestly, and brings it all together in a really lovely way. Well done. Well written, well put together, well accented, and exclamation pointed by KyoAni. An excellent end to an excellent season of Dragon Maid. And then we get into the light and fluffy stuff at the end that's all just rolling in that atmosphere, right? Like that feeling of being loved is what we get throughout the end, is that going with the flow, I think. And so I don't want to dive too much deeper into any of that stuff. There is one insane shot as we do a big rotating shot around the arm wrestling table for the finals, and it's very cool, but I don't see the super need to go and frame by frame it. You all saw it. I saw it. We know what it was. It was dope as hell. I'm gonna remember it. Good fucking stuff. A good end to a good season of Dragon Maid. I thought there would be more of the same kind of an arc as last season, where we've got like a conflict that threatens our characters and all that shit. There isn't, and there doesn't need to be. As an adaptation of a relatively episodic manga, at least from my understanding, there's no need to shoehorn an arc structure into something that's perfectly good on its own and tells perfectly good stories. And indeed, there is conflict in this season, as Toru tries to figure out her own place in this world and make her own choices continuously, and as Kobayashi tries to grapple with that. But the conflict is very much more under the surface and within the characters than it is external or anything like that. We've sort of already resolved that big external conflict. We did that in the end of the last season. And now we get to deal with the simpler and some ways more difficult conflicts of just living with another person, and with other people. And I think that the show does it admirably. I think it does a really good job. As always, Kyoto Animation nails their production. And as I said at the very beginning of this season, it's great to see them coming back swinging with a really great looking, really great feeling, flowing, and hopefully selling production in Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. I think they did a great job. I'm thrilled by this season. I think it's really good. I don't know what I would rate it numerically, because it's hard to rate something like this that very precisely nails exactly what it's going for, but its scope is very, very limited, right? It's hard to say how this rates with other things, but I'll be simple with it and just say I really like it. I think the show is lovely. It's got some things that some people are mad about: boobs, girls, characters, stuff like that. I've talked about that in the earlier episodes. They don't bother me that much, and most of them I can chalk up to the fact that Cool Kyo is kind of a pervert. But so are we all, right? Like, just all in our different ways. And so I don't feel the need to judge it harshly based on those things. I think the show is really good. I think that the characters' backgrounds, feel, vibe, aesthetic, all of that jazz is excellent. The music and the use of music is top notch. The ability to play with and demonstrate and express emotions through our characters is lovely. The humor is good. It's well fucking done. It's a top tier KyoAni slice of life cuteness character interaction show with a healthy sprinkling of gay. What is there not to love about it? I mean, I don't know. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's my take on Dragon Maid S, I think. Will they ever make a third season? It's Kyoto Animation, so probably not. But if they do, I'll be here to watch it because it continues to be good. I also look forward to whatever KyoAni decides to pick up and do in the future, whether that's some original work or picking up some other manga and adapting it. I'll be here for it, and so will we all. Looking forward to seeing what comes out of one of the greatest artistic animation studios in the modern day. They're fucking awesome, and I hope they keep being awesome and continue their trajectory of bouncing back as strong or stronger after the horrific incident that occurred with the arsons. So good to see them back. This is a hell of a way to come back. Welcome back. All right, that's going to be a wrap. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Dragon Maid. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know there will be an OVA in a couple of weeks or months or sometime. I don't know. I'll watch it when it comes out or maybe a little bit after, depending on how I can fit into my schedule. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all for being here along for the ride with me. As I said at the beginning of this video, when this goes live on YouTube, also a poll will go live on YouTube for the next show that I'll watch in the Wednesday slot. Keep an eye out for that, and if you'd like to vote in it or get early access to all of my videos, go ahead and check out the Patreon, link down in the description. It's super appreciated again. It's the reason that you can watch these videos without ads or anything like that, and it is the way that I survive and continue to make this content that hopefully you've enjoyed. As always, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.